shifts the way of thinking as a business person. The first one I want to talk about is called the disruptive mindset. Disruptive mindset. Disruptive mindset. Please, if you heard what I said, kindly type it in the chat. Let me be sure that you got it. Disruptive, disruption, disruptive mindset. What would we talk about disruptive mindset? Because normally when you hear the word disruptive, it sounds like distraction is very close to the word distraction. And you're wondering, why would disruptive mindset be so important for me as a business person? Please, I'm waiting for your chat. I'm waiting to see that you have typed in the disruptive mindset so that I know we are together. And if you don't type it in, waiting for you. So business-minded people, if you are being business-minded, it is not just about creating new products. Okay, that is why I start with this one. We start business. It's not about just creating new product or new services. Sometimes as a business person, it's about disruption. Sometimes it's about bringing about some disruptive new ideas and something that comes to you change the system that is already existing. There is a product that is already existing. You come in with a disruptive idea that kind of affects the products or services that are already existing. Thank you very much, those of you who have typed in. I've seen Lydia's, I've seen Philippus. The rest of you, please get interactive. Let me be sure that you are not present out. I have to check you that you are not present out. I really need you to be present with us. So you look at, everyone is doing bread, and someone comes and says that there is a new kind of bread and it's called A1. If you live far away from Ghana, you may not have heard A1. Maybe yours is different, but there is this A1 bread in Ghana, and it's stomped everywhere. Everywhere you pass, A1, A1, A1. And it's not that people don't have the bread that they buy. People started buying bread. In fact, I know people in my area who are doing different business who stopped the business they were doing to go and sell A1 bread. And so even selling that A1 bread was more lucrative than the business that they were previously doing. And a business-minded person, someone who thinks about business, is always thinking to themselves, is there a way of doing this? Is there another way of doing this? Is there a different way of doing this? Can I come out with a better solution? Well, here, people were selling pie, meat pie. Someone comes and says there is a special meat pie, and it's called a dinkra meat pie. And a dinkra differentiated themselves in a certain way. And they came up with a disruption. The same way we're here, everyone is selling cocoa, and then someone comes up with cocoa cane. Cocoa cane came in, and it's a disruption from the normal way of selling cocoa by the roadside, by this woman who is standing by the roadside. You know how they do it. They fetch the thing for you and put the sugar in it and stir it, and then they try to suck the flies of the cocoa and all that. Someone says that, look, forget about all these things. I'm going to package it for you. You don't even have to stand and wait. It's all packaged. Your buffalo or your kose or your granules, your sugar, everything is packaged nicely. Your milk is on the side. Everything is available. You just stop and roll down your glass, and then they pass it on to you. You pay and off. You are gone. It's a disruption. It's different from the other. So maybe you're in business. Maybe you are providing a service. You are providing a product. I'm saying the first way of thinking that you should have as a business person is this thinking of, is there a different way of doing this? Is there a different way of going about this thing? Can I come up with a better solution? Even the products that you are or service that you are delivering to the market, keep asking yourself, All right, this is what business people do. So they reinvent themselves as a business so that you don't die. So that you don't die. Even some businesses start another product to compete with their existing product, and they create different lines or units or departments. There's a different head for this one, there's a different head for this one. It's the same company, but they set those two products up to compete with each other so they stay alive. Competition helps you to stay alive. And so, my dear friend, you listening to me, look, being business minded is different from being consumer minded. Consumer minded is just those who complain. They see something and they complain about it. Before you rush off to complain about what is not being done well, think about what can you do, because it could be an opportunity for you. People are doing it and they are not doing well. It could be an opportunity for you to come out with something that is different. You may have heard the story of Virgin Atlantic Airways and how it started. The story says that Sir Richard Branson was stranded at the airport with other passengers. They said there is no airplane to fly them to where they are going. And instead of this man being a consumer-minded person to complain about the situation, what did he do? He decided to charter a flight. How much will it cost to move from here to here? Charter flight. He asked the people at the airport, you want to go, you want to go, you want to go? How much are you willing to pay? He gathered their payments together and paid for that charter flight. And they went to wherever they were going to do their business. And by that, a new business was born. Virgin Atlantic Airways started like that. So you have to think disruptive. We're all here when a certain Uber came about and said, well, instead of doing taxi, and stopping the taxi, why don't you sit in your home? Take your phone and use a certain app and just order for a taxi. If you don't like the brand, you can reject it, ask for another one, and they will get you a taxi to come and pick you up from your doorstep. And these guys who are coming for you, they are registered with us. We check them. They are supposed to have a certain insurance. They are supposed to renew. They are roadworthy and all those things for them to stay in business. So your safety, if anyone picks you and anything happens, we can track it. So this Uber, that is disruptive mindset. How can I do this differently? How can I do this better? Can I provide a better solution? And as we look at it, Uber is a big business now. So that is really the first thing, the first way of thinking. If you're a business person, think disruptive. You can disrupt your own self. You can disrupt other products in your system. You can disrupt other things that are in the industry, okay? So think disruptive. And it's always about better solutions, different ways of doing the same thing that people are probably used to. That is the first one. Now I move to the second one. The second one is about going the extra mile. Going the extra mile. Going the extra mile. Friends, if you're a business person, this is one of the mindsets that you should have. This is one of the ways of thinking that you should have. All right. And this going the extra mile, it is simply rendering more or better service or product than you are paid for. You do that, you give that out with a positive mindset. So, if I say going the extra mile, I'm talking about you doing a service, you giving out a product, and you do it more, better in terms of quality, in terms of quantity. You do that service, you do that product better or more than you are paid for. So you give people more than they paid for. And they look at the product, they look at the service, and they're surprised. It's a mindset, it's a certain way of thinking that says that I am going the extra mile. I am going the extra mile. Whatever I'm doing, I'm offering something that is better than people are paying for. If you want to grow in business, this is the second mindset that I want to suggest you have. Think about it. This is natural law. Plow it. After plowing, they make sure that the season for planting the seed is right. They plant the seed. And for all this clearing of the land and plowing and sowing the seed and waiting, all that, they are not paid for it. Nobody pays them for clearing the land. Nobody pays them for plowing the land. Nobody pays them for planting. They only pay them when the fruit comes, and that is nature. Nature has forced the farmer to go the extra mile. So they go the extra mile, and then when the compensation comes, the compensation also goes the extra mile. You get what I'm saying? So if you're a business person, my friend, you want to think going the extra mile. And I'm a consultant, so I know what this means. I know what it means, because going the extra mile brings you and your business to a certain favorable attention, to the favorable attention of somebody, someone who can and will provide opportunity for you and for your business. As you provide that extra mile, as you go that extra mile, as you always exceed expectation, as you always endeavor to give people more than they are paying for, and you have a certain positive attitude about it, you do it and you do it cheerfully. You do it and you do it out of your heart. And it's all about what? You are going the extra mile. You are going the extra mile. What I'm saying is that it puts you in a position, a place to be noticed by somebody or a business. Someone will notice you, and then they will provide you an opportunity. They'll provide you an opportunity for your business to grow and advance. And so you do that. You pay it. It's something it's like you're paying forward. You're paying forward, and you reap it in due season. You get a point I'm making? So going the extra mile as a business person, have this at the back of your mind. Because you know what? If there's time, I'll talk about those things. One of the things that kills most of our businesses in Ghana is the fact that people want to cut corners. People want to cut corners. There is something you are doing, and people are patronizing it. By the time you realize, they start reducing certain ingredients and start tweaking things here because they want to increase their margin. They start squeezing things here and there. And by the time you realize, the quality of the product is coming down. Here I am talking to you about the way of thinking for a business person. And I'm saying the second one is that you need to go the extra mile. Go the extra mile. Go the extra mile. Going the extra mile is doing more or better than you are paid for. And I use the farmer. The farmer is not paid for all the clearing of the land and the plowing and the sowing. All that is for free. All that is pro bono. And people do pro bono work. People do work for less pay. And sometimes people have their products. They go and give some out to people just for free. They donate. And there is a program somewhere. They just donate and those things, you know. And they just give it out. And someone else sees it. You never know who will see it. But all you're doing is you have the mindset. I am going the extra mile. I am going the extra mile. I'm going the extra mile. And it's a law of nature that as I go extra mile, someone will notice and provide me with an opportunity for my business to grow. And that's what I'm concentrating on. Going the extra mile and not looking for someone to pay me. But the law of nature says that someone will notice you and give you that opportunity. My dear friend, this going the extra mile, it leads to the development of a positive mindset. a positive way of thinking, which is essential for business success. Critical for business success. Number 3 is willingness to stick with it. Your willingness to stick with it. Close to the willingness to stick with it is that perseverance, self-discipline. That as a business person, you need to have this. If you want to grow, all right, if you want to run a business that is established, you need to be willing to stick with it. I can imagine the Sacristy stores. By now, what you've had to go through, look, you will have to stick with it. Things may not be as you expect. For HiCard, we are not where we want to be. Failures will make you better. As you fail, you learn, and as you learn, you grow, and as you grow, you become better at what you are doing, and it gives you the chance to rethink your approach and how you are going about it, and your strategy, and how you can change it. You make mistakes, you fall, you get up, you realize that you should not have done this way, you should not have. You learn from it. But you should be willing to stick with it for you to even realize that I can learn from these failures. And you should not be afraid of making the wrong decisions and things not going well, because they will help you eventually. Most of the lessons you have for your life, if you want to check it, you realize that most of the big key lessons you have were those that you picked from the mistakes that you made. All right. So just be willing to stick with it. Have that mindset. Have that way of thinking that, look, I'm going to persist on this. When it gets to the time when you want to leave, fine, leave. But until then, you've got to stick with it. You're a business person, stick with it. It may take years, but stick with it. A good businessman, a good businesswoman should always have a certain inner drive to act, a certain drive. You should be motivated in any situation and be ready to overcome all the challenges that will come. The challenges will come. All of us, we are business people. We will go through challenges. I tell people that by God's grace, I've started 4 businesses and 2 have collapsed. So I know what it means to start a business and it collapses, and I know how to start a business and it survives. So if I'm speaking to you about these things, I know what it means. So you should be motivated to overcome the challenges that you face. And do not forget about the big picture. What really motivated you and went through the motivations initially? What really motivated you to start the business? Don't forget it. Don't forget your main goal. Don't forget about your plan. Don't forget where you are heading, but stick with it. You should be willing to stick with it. Number 4 is about your focus on time and energy. You focus on time and energy. Look, if you want to think like a business person, you need to boost your time management skills. Because when you start running your business, then you understand when they say time is money. When they say time is money, you will understand it better, because you know how directly related your time, the way you spend your time and how it turns out, has a direct bearing on what you earn. In any case, when you start your business at the early stages, you don't even have the money to hire the qualified people and all the people that you need. And you will have to spend your time doing a lot of things at the same time. You have to do all the things. And until you grow to the extent that your revenue can pay for other people, you've got to do all these things. And your time management must be sharp. Your energy management. Where do you put your energy? Where do you put your energy? Where do you put? I was telling somebody that as I grow in my business, there are some things I don't do anymore. And once I take that decision, I don't do this anymore. It's about managing my time. It's about managing my energy. If it's not in the direction of where the business we are heading, I should not be engaging in it. Even if I'm going to be paid, no, I should manage my time. I should manage my energy so that you can maximize your effectiveness, so that you can get better results. Because as you concentrate, this is a skill that is required. This is a way of thinking that is required so that you are able to concentrate on the core things to grow your business and to increase it. If not, you will just dissipate your energy. You just spend your energy and waste your time and energy. So you need to have that mindset that time is a resource. Your energy is also a resource, and you must be effective at how you use these resources that are available to you. Let me quickly talk about number 5. I said number 1 is disruptive mindset, disruptive thinking. Number 2 is the thinking of going the extra mile. Number 3 is the thinking of being willing to stick with it, that mindset of sticking with it. And number 4 is focus on time and energy. Number 5 is think network. Think network. One key secret is that you need a solid network. You need a solid network. This thing that we're doing now is out of a network. All right, it's out of a network. Vincent and I are connected in another way, and so we are able to put this together. It's about your ability to build strong relationships. All you needed to do was to ask, and this has happened. So you, as an entrepreneur, you need to understand that business person, strong relationships are key. There are people on this line now who just joined because I'm doing this. And some of them have not only joined, they go and call people to come and join. It's about building strong relationships. And business people are good at sharing. One of my friends just stumbled on an opportunity to employ at a cheaper cost and shared that with me. Around, what time was it? It was almost 12 a.m. Around 11 p.m. thereabout. She just shared it with me. But entrepreneurs are good at sharing ideas and input from other people. They will spark and drive your progress. That is why you need to have the mindset and the thinking. You have to network, build strong relationships. You need to learn how to communicate. Once you know that your network will have a bearing on your network, you check how you communicate. You're communicating with an employee or a client or a business partner, supplier, or a creditor, whoever. Your communication and the kind of relationship that you have. Look, word of mouth. If they give a negative report about you, it can collapse your business. It can collapse your business. Someone can just put you on YouTube, do a video of your business on YouTube, and that may be the end of your business. So you need to learn how to communicate, because in building relationships is about communication. And you want to be sure that your networking will help you, because somehow it will connect you to the right people. Entrepreneurship, starting a business, is about you investing something for a product, a service, so that you make profit. And I was saying that this is the best time to go into business, because now their opportunities are wide and varied and many. Okay, the internet is there, e-commerce is there, the smartphones and different platforms are there. It is cheaper to start a business now than it used to be in the past. So whether you are ready now or you are in it already, there are options to even start other businesses. But we have to be conscious of the way of thinking that we approach our businesses with. And the first one I talked about as a way of thinking for you as a business person is for you to think disruptive. Disruptive mindset or disruptive thinking is constantly asking yourself the question, is there another way of doing this? Is there a better way of doing this? Can I come out with a better solution? You should be asking yourself, even with regards to your product, so you can improve on it. It's a mindset that every business person should have. The second thinking that you want to have is that thinking of wanting to go the extra mile. It's a positive mindset to have. It's a positive attitude to have, that you go extra mile. Going extra mile, we mean that you are rendering more or better service than what you are paid for. Rendering more or better service than what you are paid for. And you are doing that service extra with a positive mental attitude, with a positive mindset. And I'm saying that when you do that, it brings opportunities your way. People notice you and start doing business with you. People notice you and give you opportunities because you exceed expectation. This one is about having the way of thinking that says that I should always exceed expectation and not cut corners in what it is that I do. Number three, it's about that way of thinking that says, I will stick with this thing. Challenges will come, difficulties will come. You don't give up. You need that stickability mindset, that thinking that says, I will persevere, I will persist, I will stay with this thing, I will give off my best. Mistakes will come. I'll fail at some things, but I'll learn from them, pick myself up, and improve on what it is I'm doing. That is how businesses grow. Number four is for you to focus on your time and your energy. Time is money, and you must manage your time, manage your energy as an entrepreneur so that you can be effective. You will focus on what are critical and core aspects of the business, and that allows you to be very effective at what you do. Number five is think networking. Have solid relationships with people. And we talked about employees, we talked about your clients, your customers, your suppliers, your partners. Build strong relationships with all these people and make sure you are getting the best out of all the people that you are working with. And if you want to grow, you surround yourself with people who are diverse, not people who always think like you. People who are diverse, who have the technical skills, who have the intelligence to support your business. And if you are able to do that, and other things, I said these are only five, but there are other things that you can learn along the way, which will help you as a business person to grow. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you are right. Thank you very much.